A food allergy is when the body's immune system reacts to specific proteins found in food. Babies are not born with food allergies. Food allergies develop after birth, and they're more likely to happen if you delay introducing foods such as dairy, egg, and peanut to their diet, especially in babies with moderate to severe eczema. Most food allergies affect children under the age of 3. Many children can be helped to outgrow their milk and egg food allergy by the time they start school. Peanut and tree nut allergy can continue into adulthood. In the past, parents were advised to delay introducing certain foods when their babies started weaning. This advice was based on minimal evidence, but that advice was corrected a decade ago thanks to robust research. You should introduce your baby to all of the most common food allergens as soon as you start weaning. Types of food allergies. There are 2 main types of food allergies which cause different symptoms. These are immediate food allergy and delayed food allergy. An immediate food allergy can start within minutes or up to 2 hours after eating a certain food. This type of allergy usually happens the first time your child eats the food. Symptoms include a sudden rash, lip and face swelling. There can sometimes be vomiting, but it is rare that this will happen without rash and swelling. Vomiting on its own is not usually a sign of an allergic reaction. If you think that your child has had symptoms of a mild, immediate allergic reaction, speak to your GP before giving them the food again. A delayed food allergy can take between 2 and 24 hours to show symptoms. Symptoms of a delayed food allergy include tummy or abdominal symptoms, vomiting, diarrhea, or blood in your child's poo. This type of allergy is more common in young babies and children who are allergic to cow's milk or cow's milk formula. It's very rare in young babies and children with allergies to peanuts, tree nuts such as almond, Brazil, cashew, hazelnuts or walnuts, fish or shellfish. A severe allergic reaction that affects your child's breathing and blood circulation, called anaphylaxis, is rare. Should you delay introducing any particular foods, like those with gluten or peanut? No, don't delay. Delaying the introduction of these foods may actually make your baby more likely to develop a food allergy. We'll go through how to do it and what to do if you have any concerns. Some parents might feel hesitant about introducing baby to foods that are linked to allergies, but the majority of babies, 97%, will eat new foods without any issue. So, which foods do you need to introduce? Start with dairy, like whole cow's milk and natural dairy yogurt, hard-boiled egg, peanut in a smooth butter or finely crushed form. Then introduce in any order fish with all the bones removed, sesame as finely crushed seeds or a paste, and then tree nuts like almond, Brazil, cashew, hazelnut or walnut in a smooth paste or in a fine crushed form. Wheat like wheat cereals, semolina and pasta. How much food should you give the first time? When you introduce dairy, eggs, nut or fish for the first time, start with at least a teaspoon of the food. Slowly aim to give them more each time after that until they eat a normal portion for their age. It is important to avoid the food getting on their skin, especially if they have eczema on their hands or face. Give your baby the food using a spoon, but don't give your baby the spoon or the food to hold themselves. How should you serve the foods? You can give your baby the food on its own, or you can mix the allergen into another food that they've already eaten. Here are some ways to serve the food. For dairy, use whole cow's milk or natural cow's milk yogurt. For egg, a mashed hard-boiled egg. For peanut, a heaped teaspoon of smooth peanut butter or 3 to 4 crushed peanuts. And for other nuts, as a smooth nut spread. For fish, give cooked fish that has no bones. How often should you give these foods? Introduce each new food one at a time. For example, egg. Give egg 3 times in the same week. You can also introduce other allergens in the same week. For example, introduce peanut another day that week. Once the new food has been introduced successfully, continue to include it in their diet regularly. Give them the food at least 3 times a week until well established. This will help their immune system to develop a tolerance. Once the important food allergens are introduced, they can all be given on the one day, even in the same meal. Continue to include allergens in their diet as part of your normal family meals and avoid leaving long gaps between eating the allergen. If there's a family history of food allergies, does your baby have a family history of food allergies? This shouldn't prevent you from introducing allergens into your child's diet. If your child's sibling has a food allergy, you can still give your baby those food allergens. How do you get a diagnosis of a food allergy? Your GP will ask you some questions about your child's symptoms and their medical history. If your GP thinks your child has a food allergy, they may refer them to a paediatric or allergy clinic, or recommend that you reintroduce foods that you've been avoiding while you wait for their allergy clinic visit. Most children with a milk and egg allergy can start graded programs before a clinic visit. These are known as the milk ladder and the egg ladder.